Home remodeling is slowing down at a record pace, and I want to talk about what this means for you as a homeowner or investor in terms of if you have a remodeling project that you've been dying to get done or need to get done, and also if you guys are in the home remodeling business. We're going to talk about some tips on what you guys should be doing. But before I get into it, I want to talk about a quick article that came out. I'll put the link in the description below for you guys as well. The remodeling market noticeably slowed in the second quarter of 2022, according to the National Association of Home Builders. Look, with remodels, let me touch on this real quick. This is a indication of a slowing housing market, and remodels are quick to be able to be canceled, unlike a new home build. A new home build, there's a lot more that goes into it with permitting and engineering and the processes with it. So this is one indicator, another indicator of a slowing housing market. So I think that everybody needs to keep an eye on that. And in most cases, the remodels, they're being paid with cash, or people are taking HELOC loans. I did another video on that where I think that's going to lead into more foreclosures in the future. So be very careful with that. Although most remodels across the country are still positive about the market, a growing number are starting to experience symptoms of a slowdown. I don't know about your market, but talk to some general contractors and home remodelers and get their take. And if you do know anybody or you're in the business, let me know if you guys are hearing of any slowdowns in your area. Some customers are showing a reluctance to go forward with projects due to higher costs and delays associated with material shortages, as well as higher interest rates. Some consumers are not moving forward because of the fear and diminishing savings. That is big. People's savings accounts are on a decline. And now, like I said in that one video, people are taking out HELOC loans and they're putting in pools and building out basements. And I think it's just bad news, because those HELOC loans are adjustable. And if they're not smart with those funds, people are going to essentially have two liens on their property, and they will be underwater, which is going to lead to more foreclosures if they run into an issue. This is on a point scale, according to the National Association of Home Builders. Large remodeling projects, 50,000 or more, fell 11 points. Moderately sized, at least 20,000, but less than 50,000, dropped 7 points. And small remodeling projects under 20,000 declined 6 points. This suggests some weakness in the market and is consistent with National Association of Home Builders' projection that residential remodeling spending, like new residential construction, will be down in 2022. And I did a live stream, if you guys want to check that out as well, on new construction, and the CEO of the National Association of Home Builders. It's compelling, the information that came from that guy. What was his name? Howard something. All right, so let me give you a quick story if you guys want to stick with me, and I appreciate you sticking with me. 2018, 2019, I'm selling our properties. I'm kind of liquidating. I'm seeing the real estate market softening. I'm thinking it's probably going to start to flatline. We're going to get better deals. Maybe the market even goes down around that time. And at that time, I'm seeing, especially along the beach here and other areas, and people are doing large renovations. They're doing concrete renovations on some of these buildings. And I'm thinking back then, I'm like, why in the heck are they doing that? Like, why don't they just wait it out a couple years, maybe a year, until prices come down? Because at the time, I felt like that was probably peak pricing for labor and materials at the time. Boy, was I wrong, because obviously the pandemic came in, and we all know what happened there. So I feel that same feeling now, if that makes sense. I think that people right now are doing these remodeling projects. Obviously, during the pandemic, people had a lot more time. They're in their homes. They're building out things because people are working remotely. So they're building out additions to their properties, building out basements, putting on decks on their homes. So obviously we saw a huge surge there. And it drove up material costs, supply and demand, and it drove up labor costs. And I think that peak has already ended. We're actually starting to see steel and lumber and copper and a lot of materials start to come down now. And we're going to see labor come down as well. So if you guys are a homeowner or an investor and you're looking to do a remodel project, I think you guys should probably wait at least 6 to 12 months and see what's going on. I think you're going to probably start to see more people come out of the woodworks and really start to promote their businesses. Like right now, I'm looking at a couple guys putting up storm shutters and some other guys putting down tile and everything else, and they're paying these guys. I don't know if you can see them, but hands down, the homeowners of these condos, they're paying peak prices for these remodels. So I think that a lot of the demand is drying up, and a lot of home remodelers are going to be, they're feeling it, and they're going to need to be put to work, and that's going to work to your advantage for negotiating better labor deals. You're going to have multiple people do multiple bids, and you're going to be able to get, the best quality of a contractor at a lower price. And materials as well. You're going to be able to get better costs on materials. And also, just a quick tip, don't always rely on the contractor to basically pick up the materials. You can save a lot of costs. And I used to do all of my own shopping in most cases, unless there's like big concrete jobs or something. I would buy all of my own material unless I knew the contractor could get like a wholesale deal on like windows or something. But I was always shopping for all of my construction materials, because the odds are the contractors are going to put a premium on that, and they're going to make money on the materials. But yeah, if you guys can wait out for a little bit, I think that you're going to get a better deal. And if you guys are in the trade, if you're a remodeler, you're in the trade, you do tile work, carpentry, whatever the case is, I would concentrate on 2 categories, maybe one or the other, or maybe even both. For one thing, I would concentrate on the more affluent. I would literally go after communities and market to communities, maybe even mail them or whatever, to high-end communities, maybe 2 million plus in your area or surrounding areas, where the values of the homes are over $2 million bucks. In a recession or even depression, it really, in many cases, I mean, some people get negatively affected, because they were over leveraged or whatever the case is, but the affluent, a recession's really not going to affect them, and they're going to continue doing their home projects and renovations. And so I would concentrate on that sector. And then the other sector, I would concentrate on getting in front of home flippers like myself, or investors like myself, or buying properties and holding them and renting them out. That's going to create some longevity, especially through the downturn of a market. We had a home flipping business, me and my partner, he's a general contractor, and we flipped our own homes. And then we had another client, a friend of ours, that he was buying foreclosures from the courthouse, and we did so many for this guy, and we made a lot of good money. It was cool because we kept a lot of our guys busy when we didn't have our own projects. We kept them busy with his projects, and it worked out really well, and we kept a lot of people employed as well. So if I was a remodeler, I would be sure to get with somebody who's in your area, very successful, who's buying and flipping real estate. And you can find these guys right now. Any house that you see around with a dumpster out front, get out there and talk to some people, and you might be able to talk to a different trade and find out who the owner is. Maybe it's a tile guy in there, you do carpentry work, maybe the introduction could be there, maybe the investor is on site there that you can immediately talk to. Obviously you might be stepping on certain people's toes, but a lot of times these guys need good, reliable contractors to come in and replace other people. I've replaced so many contractors over the years that I can't even account how many people I've had to fire over the years just because of complacency or not being reliable or whatever the case is. So anyway, this is a forewarning that the home remodeling industry is slowing down. If you're in that business, be sure you protect and prepare. And then if you guys are going to be remodeling, you can probably wait it out a little bit longer and get some better deals. Thanks for being here.